Okay, today we're going to be breaking down gold. I'm not broken down gold for a very long time, but what you're about to see here is high probability setups and why some win more or less than others. And this is why I see a lot of traders going wrong. So we can see one setup here, right? Obviously bearish. We can see the red on the EMAs, and you're probably wondering why have I marked these candles, yellow. Now overall, this is obviously live. This is a position that I have taken, but we're going to find out, was it even worth taking, or I could possibly lose. But obviously this one's here. This trade over here won. But what I'm going to be showing you, obviously, is if you focus on the yellow boxes, what's inside them. Look at the long wick rejection, right? Super strong bearish candle, super strong bullish candle. Now this is on the 1 hour time frame, but if I even go on the 30-minute time frame, overall, obviously you want to go on the bigger time frames to get a better picture. But if I go on the 30-minute time frame, you can see this is a strong bearish engulfing candle. If I go much smaller, a bigger engulfing. Right now, that is not enough, because even if I go back to this bullish setup over here, you see a more or less momentum shifting. There's no bullish engulfing. See on the 30-minute time frame, yes, we do have a bullish engulfing over here, a long wick rejection, bullish candle as well, a strong candle. But what is the difference, right? Because if I even show you on the 1 hour time frame, I did see a bullish long wick rejection candle over here, but this turns out to be a losing trade. Is there one over here? Okay, there is another bullish engulfing candle over here, this one. Now this one more or less would give you around 1 to 3. Obviously this is not what, well, 1 to 4. This is not what I normally like to go for. Well, it's the absolute minimum is what I like to go for, 1 to 4. Now this more or less turned to a losing trade, but obviously this way you got to manage your risk accordingly, right? Any of the students watching from the mentorship program, they'll know exactly why I've taken this position, why this zone is an area of interest for me. Again, does this mean it's 100% going to win? No, anything could possibly happen. But all we gotta do is from our side is we are not traders, or if you want to call it, we are risk managers. I've got to manage my risk accordingly, and that is how the game is played. So okay, why did this one win, and why? Well, we're going to find out with this one. But why I've taken this one, and with this one over here, is any long wick rejection, any candles break? Well, not really. But let's see if I can find any from the past examples. Okay, this one over here. Why did this one win? And actually, there's even another example, perfect example, is this long wick rejection over here, right? I just mark this out, and you can even take your entry from here. Okay, looking at long wick rejections is not enough. That is a confluence. It's not the confluence, right? There's no such thing of having the perfect single confluence in trading, and that's going to make you win. Right, you want to add many confluences as possible together. So number one, look at this long wick rejection, right? Number two, price hadn't broken this zone for a while. Finally, we've come up here with a lot of momentum, a lot of volume. Why and how? Well, last time we came up here, right, the next candle just tanked, absolutely melted. This is just sellers telling the buyers you have no business being here. Number two is, look at this, all bullish candles, not a single bearish candle. So we're coming with a lot more force to break this barrier, this zone, whatever you want to call it, key level area of interest. Number three is we've got our reversal pattern, a inverted head and shoulder, right? Oh, let me just, and that's what drove it all the way up here. Now in a inverted head and shoulder pattern, normally what will happen is obviously you can see the left shoulder here. There's another left shoulder here. This is why head and shoulders are not really clean. You got to just put in time. But look at this. This would have covered this whole range from here, which obviously it did. But it would have got a nice 1 to 7 if you held the position. With this one over here, right? There is a head and shoulder pattern, but do you see any volume? And it's also an Asian session. If I look at this one down here, this is 1 p.m. UK time. This is like New York session, has pretty much just about it's already been a 1 hour since it's opened. And New York session with tons of volume. and then obviously we get that push down here. Choppiness, no hardly any volume, right? Less liquidity, less driving force. So that's the fourth confluence. Down here, over here, with this one, look at this huge candle. I don't want to fight this, right? And on top of that, I'm getting this strong candle over here, long wick rejection. So that was the reason for the sell. Now, obviously, this could be possible. Price collecting all the liquidity over here. Let's go on the 4-hour time frame. So what happens on the 4-hour time frame? Let me just mark it like this. Okay, we've got our left shoulder here, the head over here. This could possibly shoot straight back up on the bigger time frame, right? But again, risk small. If you have any doubt, just risk small. I've not risked small on this. I've just gone with the normal position. Simply why? Because huge bearish candle compared to all the previous candles. This is a trade I'm happy losing. The only thing I don't like about this setup is this long wick rejection over here. It just makes this huge bearish candle weaker. Obviously, time will tell. I know some of you guys watching this video will come to see here. I'm going to post it in my VIP group. Apologies, the camera just cut off. I don't know what happened there, but let's come back to the point. Okay, I'm just going to be posting the overall result anyway in the Discord community. So this is obviously anyone interested in joining the one-to-one mentorship or the community. I have made it a lot more serious in terms of who I work with. This is the VIP winning section. There's one student here called a nice 1-7 RR posting the broker as well. So transparency is key. But if I even show you, it just goes on and on. Obviously, we lose trades as well. It's not about winning, but yeah, it's made it a lot more serious who I work with. And yeah, this is a nice setup over here. Again, not liking the wick rejection over here. I might even cut the trade at break even, but no. If we're going to take the loss, we will take it head on, and if we're going to take the win, we'll take that head on as well. But just want to point out in today's video, don't want to make it too long, is that your confluences are super important. Don't just see a super strong candle and just take your entry off that. Add all your confluences together. It makes it like small percentages count, just like that. Snowball effect. The more you add together the confluences, the higher the chances of the trade winning. And still, the tough part of the game that we're in is, even if you have all the confluences, all the best, everything going well for you, you can still lose that trade. Okay guys, it's reached halfway, and I've already I've hit the halfway point of the stop loss, because I normally like to move my stop loss to halfway point, and then yeah, so this is a losing position. So I want to get that in the video. Didn't want anyone to think, oh yeah, he's not. Yeah, so this is a losing trade. That is totally fine. Obviously, normally I move my stop loss to halfway point, which I've done this time as well. I know some people just keep the full stop loss. It's just part of my risk management. Whether this goes into a winning trade now, that's totally fine. But yeah, just want to get that in there. So yeah, by the way, if you find any value from this video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Take care. I'm out.